What should you call your front desk? I think front desk is outdated, and there's a new update I'd like to give you all on today's show. Let's do it.
Salon owners are some of the most amazing people on planet Earth. The only problem is sometimes their hearts are so big and they give so much of themselves to their staff and guests that it creates unintended consequences. Our goal is to change the industry by elevating the way the rest of the world sees salons, spas, and barbershops and give it the credibility that it truly deserves. This is the Salon Owner Evo Revo Show.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Salon Scale, allowing you to charge by what you know, not by what you feel. What's going on, everybody? It's Jason Everett from the High Performance Salon Academy. With me is Doug Campbell. What's going on, Doug?
How's it going?
Dude, glad to be on. Chat about this subject. We've recently been making change. I say recently. I feel like it's been 6 months or a year now. We've been really talking about this subject. But there's a new title for the front desk. And I think so many salons are hiring front desk people, and it creates a problem because it puts people into like a receptionist type role. They're like, I'm the friendly face of the company and I'm doing all these things. And then this dangerous thing happens. They collect money at the front desk, right? And then they have to talk to people about products, and they have to make a sale. And they go, well, Doug, I'm not a salesperson. That's not what I signed up for. I'm just a friendly receptionist who likes to get my hair done and look good and dress well. Like, that's all I want to do. But I don't sell. Sell is a dirty 4-letter word that we don't talk about, right? And so the problem becomes that front desk who has to make sales says, that's not my job. I don't do that. That's not what's going on. So, Doug, what if we started calling, and you might be getting the hint of this, by the way, what are we now calling the front desk?
Front desk is no longer the front desk. They are now the sales desk. Because to your point, I mean, it's a mental thing. You know, it comes to what the context is. I think even from just a hiring standpoint, wherever you're saying, I'm hiring for the sales desk, how you're going to advertise that, how you're going to interview something like that is completely different than I'm hiring for the front desk, because that does, in everybody's mind, a receptionist job. So I don't have to do this. I don't have to. And then to your point, we start trying to get them to do the things that need to happen in that position. There's resistance because in their mind, that's not what they're hired for. So whenever you do it to sales desk, it's like, well, it's in the name of the title. And then it also conditions the clients too, because we don't say, you go up to the front desk. Oh, you can ask them up at the sales desk. So there again, it's like, we are in business to sell things, and it's not a dirty word. So let's put things out, because I always say, like, people are coming through your doors for a reason. And it's to, if you're a salon, it's to look and feel better. And so if you're not doing everything in your power to help them look and feel better, then you're doing them a disservice. Right. And so when you come in, you just halfway do it. Well, I don't want to talk to them about that. It's like, that's why they walked in the damn front door in the first place. I mean, come on. So, totally. But getting in that mindset, doing it that way, it changes everything. What's interesting that we found too is it changes the energy at the front desk from a merchandising standpoint, because some of the people are like, hey, I think we could redo this part over here and move this and redo this display. It just, because you set that mindset that they're the sales desk, whereas a front desk thing is like, oh, do I need to go check the laundry again?
Right. So totally different experience. Well, and think about this. If you know that person at the front desk, and by the way, I used to do a ton of work with another, I'm not going to use their name, but let's just say a very large national brand in the salon and spa space. I'll just put it that way, right? I will not say their name today, but they call their front desk team sales associates. They hire sales associates for the front desk. They create compensation structures tied to them actually making sales, and they set up bonus programs and incentives for them. And so when you go up at this very large chain and you talk to somebody, they know I'm a sales associate and I'm here to help you get what you need by helping you to buy what it is that you came in for. And so they have a whole different attitude. They write sales scripts. It's no different than hiring a sales team if you're a solar company, or a sales team if you are any other business that's at that front counter. And I think, Doug, you mentioned it. It's a mindset shift for two people, the hiree and the employer, right? They're drastically different. And in the ones that I found, the businesses that I worked with that did the absolute best at that, actually hired in people who already had previous, ready? Sales experience.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, and by the way, I like to think if you get hung up on the word sales, do me a favor and say I struggle in the chat. If this is your like, Jason, sales is not my thing. That's why I got into hair. I don't want to deal with sales. It's an ugly word. It's a dirty word. Just say I struggle in it. I want to acknowledge you because I know that if you're out there, the problem is that you struggle with this idea of sales being sleazy or like used car sales and all that stuff. But I want to say this. Why is it that you love to go to a sale, but you don't like to be in sales? Does that make sense? I like to go to a sales, but I don't like to be in sales. I think there's kind of this interesting word around it is like we associate, and by the way, you don't have to have a front desk that's like used car salesman. Like that's not what this is for, right? First of all, I don't like most people who are in this industry can't be used car salespeople because they're too damn nice. They're too nice. They're too like no matter what they do on planet Earth, they will never be used car salespeople. Trust me. Like it's not. They're not going to accidentally like go, oh, whoops, I'm a used car salesperson. It's not going to happen, right? So number one, they have huge hearts and they're going to serve. And this is the deal. They should be in a position of service through selling, not in selling, right? They should be serving people, saying, hey, what does that guest need? What did the stylist ask to make sure they left with? What, you know, do they need a travel size product? Do they need, you know, how often is the product lasting? Do they have not only their shampoos and their conditioners and all the products that they need? Are there other things that we offer that would make their life better when they go home? Because that sales desk person's job is to not only follow up on everything that the stylist said or the nail tech said or the esthetician said, but also to say, is there anything else that would make your life better between now and our next visit? And make sure they walk out the door with anything that makes their life better from the salon, from the spa, from the nail area, from whatever that makes their life better. And that person is truly serving that guest who walked in the door that day if they look at sales as a function of providing a better service to the guest.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, especially in today's environment, is like everybody's like, "Wow, it's so expensive to hire, a front desk person." Well, then hire a salesperson that then earn, because then you put them in control of their wage, right?
Totally.
So you put incentives out there for them. Right. You put incentives out there for the more that they sell, the more that they do, then the better pay they'll get. So now they're in the driver's seat. Well, I want to make this much money. It's very possible here to make that much money. And this, so I think one of the things it drives a lot more of them understanding and knowing what you have for sale. Because if you don't understand it, then a client asks about it, you have to go find a stylist to be able to explain to you what it is. Then that doesn't work out so well. So it's like, get where you know what it is. And one of the things that I love is like, and I don't know where we got this from, but you may know what industry that's like. Remember. Well, most people that buy this product usually get this also.
Oh yeah. I don't remember where we got.
I guess it's just from
we teach that a lot.
Buying things on Amazon or on different websites.
Yeah.
Because like most people buy this purchase also were interested in this. So, But I think in a live situation that still works. It's like, because if someone's doing something, it's like, well, people usually get that. Shampoo and conditioner, this is the styling product that they really like, or this is the deep conditioning product that they really like with that one. Oh, well, that makes sense. And so they go, and being able to do those things, but when they inform themselves, it's because everybody's in everything for self-interest, not selfish, but self-interest. Selfish is whenever there's an abuse on somebody on one end of that equation. Self-interest is I want to get the best value that I can get. So how do I do that? I do that by serving someone else's self-interest and getting them where they need to be. And so that's how everything works out. I think when you get that and put those incentives in the right place, then people start to educate themselves. They start the sales team works together because they've got team goals also.
Right. The sales team, meaning the multiple people that are at the front desk, even if they're part-time, they're still sales team. I think just this idea of calling them a sales team drastically transforms your idea of who should be in that role. From hiring to training, like when's the last time you had a sales training for your front desk? Right? Most people don't. They just go, oh, it's our front desk. We gave them a customer service training. Right. Very different than saying do they know how to handle objections? Do they know what to say when somebody says, oh, no, thanks, I'll get back to you on it tomorrow. Or let me go look on Amazon and see where I've got, like, what do they say? What does the front desk say when they say, I'll just go get it on Amazon? Do they just stutter, or have you given them some training to make sure they walk out the door with the product because that person probably wants it solved, but they wanted to price check it? Like, what are the solutions that you've given them? And I think when you look at it as far as sales training, it drastically changes it. It changes your perception of them. It gives you opportunity to incentivize them, which, by the way, Doug, we got to take a break. When we come back, would you be willing to give me an example or two of some incentives for the front desk? Because I think that comes up a lot too, is like, well, how do you credit the front desk? And I saw this just in our Profitable Salon Owner Facebook group, which, by the way, is free. If you're not in our Profitable Salon Owner Facebook group, do me a favor and say Facebook group in the chat, and I'll send you the link to join it. But what I think happens, Doug, is people get confused on how to compensate the front desk versus the stylist. Can you give me some examples of that when we come back from the break?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. We'll be right back after the short commercial break, and then we'll talk about incentives for your sales desk. Let's do it.
Hey, HPSA listeners, let me ask you this. Are you tired of not knowing what your hair color is costing you on every appointment and watching it chew up your profit? Well, with Salon Scale, we take the guesswork out for you. Using a mobile app paired with a Bluetooth scale, Salon Scale will tell you exactly what your color is costing you on every bowl mix down to the gram. As you mix, Salon Scale will also digitally store your formulas and track how much product is being used in real time, so you can manage your inventory, cover your expenses, and generate more profit in your salon. Use promo code HPSA10 to get 10% off an annual subscription. Salon Scale, the new standard for mixing color.
Welcome back to the show. We're talking about the new title for the front desk, which, surprise, is called a sales desk. And you have salespeople or sales associates at a sales desk that are focused on, guess what? Actually selling products to people. But one of the things that I think a lot of salons get confused about, we were just chatting about this, is, well, if I have a salesperson at the front desk, like, how do I reward them? And Doug, this came up in the Profitable Salon Owner Facebook group. Again, it's a free resource. If you want to join, type in Facebook group and I'll send you the link. But Doug, this comes up a lot as people, like I saw this the other day. They said, what if somebody comes to the counter and they haven't been in for a month or two and they want to buy a product, but they've already worked with a stylist? Does the front desk get the credit? Does the stylist get the credit? Who gets credit? And I think this is, Salon Owner 101, right? Mm-hmm. I'm freaking out that I don't give credit to the right people. I don't want to give it to the stylist. I don't want to give it to the front desk. Who gets the credit? How do you manage some of these things, Doug? How do you manage things like incentives for your sales desk? How do you manage credit when people come in or walk in, or what? How do you know if the sales desk made the sale or if the stylist made the sale? Can you just talk on that? Because I'm sure you've got some brilliance on this topic.
Yeah, so I mean, one, you've got to have very clear agreements of how the process is supposed to work. You can set it up.
You don't have to copy this from Doug,
right?
But set up your own version of the agreements.
And the idea, the principle behind it is how does the incentive benefit the front desk and the service provider? Because if you put those two groups in competition, I'm sure during this call, there's a lot of little voices that have been triggered of oh yeah, but my stylists are going to be so pissed off when they feel like the front desk is trying to sell their client something and they're not getting credit for it. They're stealing my sale and I'm not setting that firestorm in place.
Yeah.
Okay. I hear you. So what I want to say is that you can set up a system to where it's a symbiotic relationship, that one works well with the other. So one of the things that we just recently changed is that the front desk can sell, because we used to separate out what front desk could sell and get credit for personally.
Or like different products the front desk could sell.
Right, like some of our boutique stuff and some makeup and things like that wouldn't necessarily be a direct thing with the stylist.
Yeah.
But then there were still some things that would every now and then hit up a conflict. So one of the compensation thing that we do for the front desk is, as a team, if they hit their goal, then everybody gets $1 an hour or 50 cents an hour or $1.50, according to where they are on the chart.
Yeah, they get a bunch.
They get that retroactive pay. So what's important about that is it was earned before you had to promise to pay it out. That's the trick on that one. Cool. Is that right? So it's the retroactive rate. So you can give yourself $1.50 raise, whatever, and you show them the way that works out. But then how do we get things to where we credit things with where the stylists aren't getting upset? Because
hold on, I want to make sure that topic landed, because it was a big thing that you said, and I know you're gonna continue to drop some more wisdom nuggets here. But so the thing that I heard that you said that was really valuable in my mind, Doug, was you set up an incentive and a goal that when the stylist and the front desk hit together, they all have a benefit to hitting the goal. So it's not necessarily, and again, just make sure I'm clear on this for what you said, it is not necessarily like this product and that product and this product and this product. It's like we hit a goal. When we all achieve it as a team, it benefits all of us, which is a great way to incentivize a team to make sales together.
Right. It's helping the stylists reach their goals so they can get to their next level. Plus, it's helping them. I mean, they get bonus off all the retail that they sell. So it's like getting those two people to work together. So it needs to be symbiotic.
The front desk is getting a raise based upon sales goals of the team.
And the payouts for the sales desk is it's based on so you could do the numbers. At what sales point could I afford to pay them more? Instead of just saying, I'm going to promise you $16 an hour.
When you've worked here for 6 months.
Right. I mean, the problem is with that, I mean, I know there's some companies that recommend that, if your front desk get all these goals and they get a raise. Well, the problem that happens with that is they get a raise and then their performance drops down to the same as that person that you just hired that's $3 an hour less to them. Or maybe that person's performing better, but you can't take that raise away. So the thing is you continue to earn by performance, you continue to earn more. So it kind of guarantees the performance for the pay. I think the other thing that we did was we said, and this took a little bit to get the stylist on board with it, is that we're going to open up the front desk can sell anything to anybody and get credit for it if it's their first purchase. After that, the credit goes right. After that, the credit rolls over to the stylist.
Okay.
Right. So it was that. So well, I don't understand. They're getting the. It's like yes. So what we just created for you is now you've got a team of people that are selling people into your reoccurring income sales.
Right. As a stylist, they're going to open up that retail now. Devil's advocate. What if the stylist recommends the product? They go up to the front desk and say, I want to get that shampoo. They go buy the shampoo. Does the front desk still get the credit for it?
Yeah, if the stylist did the sell that way, that still would go to the stylist.
Okay.
But
I was curious how you track whether it was like a first time ever or if the stylist
is that we're wanting the front desk to engage. Because we just had one that hit $1,500 in sales. One person that is not even full time hit $1,500 in sales because we unleashed the Kraken, if you will. So now then it's the incentive for the stylist is to make sure that the front desk really knows about the product so they can competently sell. Because now that they got someone selling, it's like if they're selling them a conditioner or a shampoo, a styling product, makeup, any of these things they're going to use long term, it's like, they're going to get the first bonus off of it, but then it falls into the stylist. So now then I'm as a stylist, I'm not having to do the initial sales on half of my sales. I've got someone else selling for me. So while I'm here, making money with my hands, I've got someone else selling into my future income.
I like it. So it's kind of, I mean, it's funny. It kind of sounds like insurance sales to a certain degree in my mind, right? It's like insurance sales, they want that long-term buy. They want you to buy the insurance and hold that insurance forever. And it's that same thing as like, if you can get somebody to cross the line and become a professional products buyer inside the salon, you've got a long-term client. People typically don't go from buying professional products and switching back to tail and mane or whatever, herbal essence. Like they don't normally go back. They're like, oh no, I've upgraded myself. Right. It's worth it. When they cross that line, they are now a long-term committed buyer. So you're saying you incentivize that front desk to get them over that line so the stylist can continue to benefit from that. That's smart, man. I dig it. If you guys think that's wicked smart, do me a favor and say smart in the chat so Doug knows he can pat himself on the back for some good things going on over there. But I think, again, I think so many people in the sales desk conversation, Doug, so many people are caught up in but I don't want them to feel salesy, sleazy, and all those things. And I hope you guys are hearing as we're talking about this, we're not trying to make it a wrestle your clients and guests to the ground and get them to buy products. It's just serving your guests with more of what they need, making sure that the salon can take care of them holistically, with what they're doing when they go home, when they're there. Because again, I know a lot of salons in our system sell, hot tools and all kinds of other products that would be very helpful. And if your front desk desk/sales desk, if your front desk/sales desk is able to articulate and talk about all of the offerings that you have, all the boutique products, maybe even there's a makeup line, like maybe you carry makeup or skincare or other things inside your salon. And I'll tell you, man, I've walked into so many salons. I've done a ton of work with Bare Minerals, and Bare Minerals inside salons do incredibly well, right? By being able to have those opportunities. Because again, it's reoccurring revenue, reoccurring income, and you have all these different opportunities. Those sort of situations are what help your salon become massively more profitable, because you're just learning new ways to serve your guests at a high level. Right?
Yeah. I think the key to it is you need to have a fully knowledgeable staff, not just a couple people. Because I've seen in salon situations where there's some stylists that they know their favorite products and then this, but some stylists say, "Oh, well, I don't know about that line. I never use it."
Yeah.
And we need to create an incentive to where everybody in the salon really knows what they're talking about, so that they can serve the guests better.
Yeah. And
so by serving the guests better, everybody makes more money.
Totally.
And the guest is happier with their experience, because it's like when you go anywhere. I know for me anyway, I love whenever I'm talking to somebody that knows what they're talking about and feels confident they can guide me in the right direction, give me the reason why this is a good, so I can make an informed decision. This one has this. What are you looking for? Well, this one will do that. This is also another choice that could do that. The difference is X, Y, and Z. I'm much more I'm going to buy from someone that I feel like knows what they're talking about. So somebody going, I think this stuff's over there. And a lot of people do buy it.
Well, and how great would it be to have your sales desk to be the most competent, trained, knowledgeable person inside the salon? When you just say they're the front desk, then all they think is they sit behind that front desk bunker and hold out and wait to say hello to people. But when they're a sales associate, they help get new guests through the door. They help make sure that that the clients get booked and get rebooked before they leave. They make sure that they buy product. Like the attention to detail they will have when they are, hey, here are the key performance indicators that we want to track to make sure that you're doing well. What is our pre-book rate of the salon? How much retail is getting sold, right? Like how much are people trying out other services in the salon? And their job is to be the hub to make sure people are trying other services, making sure they walk out with retail, making sure they get other products, and pre-booking all their appointments. Totally different, game-changing accountability than, do you know how to answer a phone or send text messages out? Totally different. Totally different.
Right. And the days of 15% RTS in salons are way gone. We need to be 25, 30, 40% RTS. And the way that you do it is you release the Kraken. You've got to be able to become a higher level
sales team on it.
Right. Get a sales team moving where they're serving your guests to the level they need to be served, instead of going to Target or some other place and walking down the aisle trying to figure things out for themselves. They need to be served when they're in your space. And Amazon does not do that either. Thank you very much. Yeah. Amazon is not going to give you the guidance that you need. Yeah. And 99% of people, if it's right there and they can buy it, they're not going to say, "Oh, no, thanks. I'm just going to get that on Amazon."
There will always be some, but most people would rather walk out the door with it than wait for it to show up. Not everybody wants to save $1 to figure it out. Some people are just like, I'd rather have it today and not have to deal with the drama of trying to find it later. And maybe they
know that I'm getting the right thing. Know that I'm getting it from a trusted source.
Totally.
Amazon, you never really know.
100%. So guys, if this has been a helpful episode and you're gonna change it over, you're gonna start making a sales desk. Do me a favor and say sales desk in the chat if you're watching with us live. Do me a favor and say sales desk, or you're watching on the later. If you're watching it it's afterwards. Do me a favor, say sales desk. And if you're listening to the show on your favorite podcast system or while you're driving your car, write sales desk on your windshield. Do something. And then when you get to work, have a conversation with your leadership team inside your salon and figure out how to do it. And if you want help creating a sales desk for your salon, or you're like, man, what you guys are saying is really powerful and I need to get my act together and run my salon this way, do me a favor, shoot me a DM personally and say, Jason, I'd love your help. And we'd love to help you. So please do me a favor. Check us out on any platform that you can to see what help we can give you, because we're here for you as salon owners to help you become more profitable. Thanks for being on today. And Doug, thanks for being here. See you guys.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to the Evo Revo Podcast.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Salon Scale, allowing you to charge by what you know, not by what you feel.
Please subscribe, leave us a review, and you can always get more information, including show notes and the video episodes at evorevopodcast.com.